Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the SSRL, presented by Chasity Tucker Realtor. It is the Spartan Sim Racing League Truck Series Monday nights, live from virtual Texas Motor Speedway. I'm Joe LaCastro, joined as usual up in the booth by Sheldon Atkins, and down in the truck making it all happen, it's Austin Derbyshire. Here comes the satellite picture, and we're going on a trip to Texas Motor Speedway. Sheldon, you ready for this one?
Yeah, and also just to point it out here real quick before we get into the thing, you know, everything's bigger in Texas, and what's going to be really big for these guys here tonight is we are on the second race of the playoffs. The cutoff race, this is the race that will get you to the finale of this season. This is the race that everybody's been marking off on their calendar as the last chance to make it in to fight for a championship. And with that, we got to... Absolutely. And with that, we got a lot of big keys to go with it, too, because there's a lot of ways that you can do well here at Texas. There's a lot of ways you can do wrong. Most important, though. So we all know that we got to repave a handful of years ago. Front turns 1 and 2, a little bit flatter than they used to be. The most important thing there is going to be you want to commit to the bottom early. You do not want to get up in that middle lane. If you get off groove, it can cause the truck to snap. It can cause you to plow up the hill. It'll make it difficult for you. You really want to get down to the bottom. Try to save as much out of those tires as you possibly can. Keep her wrapped around the paint. Number 2, you're going to listen to what the truck wants. In order to hit that line and hit it consecutively, you're going to want to pay attention to what the truck's doing. If you're sliding up just a hair, you know, there's not much way to muscle yourself out of the deal here at Texas. You're going to keep it pinned. You're going to be off the throttle more often than not. And then finally, to finish it all up, don't flat foot the corners. Do not flat foot coming out of the corners, especially exit. You can really screw up that right front tire and those right rears and hurt yourself on the long run. You want to be good on the long run here because this is a track where it is so hard to pass unless you've been saving those Goodyear Eagles.
All right. Well, you heard it first from us here, folks. Let's go into the picks for tonight's race. I am going to pick one of the fastest drivers we had in practice and in the qualifying times, Jordan Sailors, for my pick right now. How about you?
Well, I'm going to go with the 12 machine of Gary Donlin. Always good when we come to the tracks where the tires really matter. And I feel like tonight, treacherous mile and a half track that lends itself to attrition, I feel like that 12 machine of Donlin's going to be out there at the front at some point in the night.
And down in the truck, it's going to be 37 Colby Jackson in his truck, who he thinks is going to take the checkered flag tonight. Not bad, not bad. Here are the conditions out of Fort Worth right now. Overcast, 200 feet above sea level. It's about 8 o'clock at night. Wind out of the north at barely any miles an hour. 75 degrees in the air, 77 on the track. Not a overly hot situation as things go. So we're probably not going to see weather affecting the track too much, aside from the guys going around it. But we'll see how well that, or we'll see how well they can take advantage of that situation as things get going here. We have Chasity Tucker already saying, let's go Tucker, up there in the YouTube chat. Let's see a few other people go ahead and chime in and say hello. Mary Grace Hamilton saying, you got this, Snyder. So a few other names there.
And Snyder, that's a good pick too. That he's put that 29 machine up here on the pole right now with a 29.2.
Oh, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, looks like he's got a fast hot rod this evening here at Texas.
Very, very fast. Very fast. Yeah, it came to play tonight. Indeed. Jordan Sailors has chimed in. Now says he came to play. Let's see what he can do there. Sitting second as we get ready to give you guys the grid. Here it comes right now. Sitting first place, though, pole position, that's Heath Snyder in the 29 machine. Second place, it's going to be Jordan Sailors. Third, Scott Healy. In fourth place on the outside, Joseph Tucker. Fifth place, Kyle Westwood. Sixth, Blair Holloman. Seventh, Gary Donlin. Eighth, Evan Ethel. Ninth, Art Nicotera. And on the outside, number 10, Tony Jeffries.
In 11th place, you got Scott Schroeder with James Staples starting his outside in 12th. 13th is going to be Drew Prohl with Christopher Fuge bringing it in 14th. 15th place, going to be Chad Gunningsman, followed by Shane Clore in 16th. 17th place, Colby Jackson with Nick Jezebowski starting on his outside in 18th. And in 19th place, we got Colton Gardner with Cody Hemingway to his outside in 20th. And then rounding out the 22 truck field, we're going to have Jason Kratke and JP Jones.
It's a good number of trucks to be going around Texas. We got 100 laps ahead of us, so we'll see how things stack up. as things get going, the pace car is going, and all of these guys are getting started. We've got 1 lap to go before we get things kicked off. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on YouTube if you're watching, and thank you for clicking that like button, the subscribe button, hitting the bell, doing all those things to keep up with the action we've got here of the SSRL.
Tell you what, we can't highlight either the playoffs enough here coming into this race. A lot of guys sitting there real close to that bubble. A lot of guys in a do or die situation, win or yen mentality. And it's going to get interesting for some of these guys further back in the field. Also, some interesting qualifying runs here this evening too. Jordan Sailors, you know, he's had a real roller coaster of emotions here the past handful of months. It feels like he's got that one machine starting up here at the front on the outside. This is his best qualifying run in a while.
Yeah, not a name we see very far up at the front at the beginning of the race. We'll see him work his way up here, but this is a great place to be right now as we're coming around 3 and 4, going through 4 right now. There goes the pace car. Here comes the Geico restart zone, but it's going to be the green flag we're looking for. Excuse me right now. There it is. We are go, go, go on grid vision.
On the outside line, kind of sleeping there off the start. Jordan Sailors not able to get to the gears in time. Here comes Scott Healy taking over the second spot. Now diving underneath Heath Snyder trying to get the lead and backs out of it as Heath Snyder chops his nose coming into 1.
And that was a very... Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, we had 3 wide down the back straightaway there. Blair Holloman, Jordan Sailors, and Kyle Westwood going at it. Right now, though, Sailors diving down to the inside of the 39 machine of Tucker. Sailor's going to take back the 3rd spot here at the start-finish line. Heath Snyder's going to lead lap 1 as we dive back into turn 1.
Blair Holloman right now. Looking good. This whole front line here trying to find a form as they can get things stacked up. A little bit of side-by-side racing right now. That's the 32 of Holloman there, briefly on the outside. We're only 3 laps into this thing, and it looks like things are settling up, but there's still a little bit of shuffling going on. Jordan Sailors moving down a position, starting a battle here, trying to hold on to where he started with Scott Healy.
Also coming into this race too, Holloman 19 points below the cutoff line. The cutoff line coming into this race ends with Kyle Westwood. So Holloman really has to pedal it up and try to put together a good run, because I don't know if there's going to be 19, unless Westwood wrecks out, I don't think there's going to be 19 positions worth of points in this thing. As you see him and Westwood battling it out of turn 2 right now down the back straightaway. Holloman on top, down the back stretch into 3.
And there's Scott Schroeder in the 74. Leading this small little pack here. The 17 also of Art Nicotera down on the inside there. Trying to find a line. Nicotera, a bit of a man alone.
Oh, and a huge dive into 1. Almost goes sideways, though. You see the back end kick out, sent it in way too deep.
Ooh.
Into 1 and 2. Now he's under fire from the 97 machine of Gunningsman, and they're 3 wide into turn 3 with Kobe Jackson working the inside.
Yeah, a couple of cars there. A couple of trucks went a little wide there. Really, really shot back down the track, but they all try to take advantage of that momentum as best they could. Right now, you just saw the 80 of Drew Prohl giving a very good push to the 74.
74 Schroeder running up a little bit higher through 1 and 2 than you'd expect to see. Kind of slid up the track a little bit right in front of Gary Donnellan, Drew Prohl, down to the inside of the 12 machine as we crest off into turn 3 here. Prohl's going to have the advantage. Inside line going to prevail for this point in the run. And Donnellan kind of on his way back, but I mean, we've seen it so many times before. How much is Donnellan saving right now?
That's a good question. You know, like you've pointed out, Gary Donnellan is the kind of guy who will start at exactly where he is right now, middle of the pack, and then we'll see him work his way up to the front. We've had weekends where he's won, weeks where he's won from the middle of the pack multiple times in a row. I think he's won 2 in a row doing that exact move at one point. It's a very, very good pace for him. And if that's the pace that he needs, he's going to stick with it. And right now, that's where Gary Donnellan is, sitting at 11th place.
Yeah, Donnellan, a tremendous tremendously talented driver here in the SSRL Truck Series. Currently, though, Colby Jackson working his way through the pack at a blistering pace, already up to the 8th position. Just took the spot away from Drew Prohl. Now Drew Prohl under fire from the 97 of Chad Gunningsman again down here to turn 3. And Gunningsman going to get it lined up right there on the line. Shot up the track a little bit, though. Lost the nose for a second, but still able to find the momentum and the power to pull him in front of the 80 machine here at the front straightaway.
Ooh, very, very close there. The 80 almost tapping the back of the truck against the wall. Not quite, though. They're already kind of driving it a little bit precariously. I'm noticing some of these trucks are taking advantage of how hard they can go into some of these turns, but they're coming out a little bit hot.
I can tell you what, one thing I'm liking that I'm seeing, though, out of these trucks, the best thing that I've seen so far is out of that 97 machine of Chad Gunningsman, though. Watch how he's able to get it to hook down here on the bottom. How well he's letting the truck rotate itself, not charging it too deep. Doing a really good job holding a steady wheel here, and that right there is going to pay dividends the longer we get into this tire room.
Yeah, this is a perfect point of view to see right here. Nice, easy in, not diving the line too far.
It's under fire right now, though. Here comes the 80 machine of Drew Prohl lining up on the bottom with 3 and 4.
Uh-oh. He's got nowhere to go then on the inside. That's going to limit his options.
Coming into this race, Chad, you know, second in points, was so dominant, so consistent at the front half of the season. But as we got later into the months, just kind of the magic kind of rubbed off a little bit. Hasn't really had the pace to get out there and, you know, put together those ultra strong performances that we're expecting out of him. I mean, he's been, you know, working the top 10 finishes and everything. But at some point, you know, you're going to need to grab a little bit more.
Yeah, it's actually a really good read. It's something I didn't think I could articulate that, but I think you read my mind in terms of how I've been viewing Chad Gunningsman's performances over the last couple of weeks here, is that I expect a lot, and I just want to see that. I want to see him not just reach for that, you know, that ring I've seen him grab several times. I want him to grab it again and really hold on to it. I know he's got the skill in there, and we just got to get a chance to see him pull that off again.
Looking at the live timing right now, is the 82 machine, Jezebowski, did he just get black flagged?
Oh. I do not know.
I see it down there at the bottom on the iRacing chat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering what might have happened there. He's way off pace right now, 22nd position, and struggling.
Yeah, he's a lap behind.
Okay, so he must have maybe an initial start infraction or something potentially.
Must have been. But the situation, not a good one for Jazbowski.
No, but somebody who is in a good position right now, though, Heath Snyder up here at the front of the pack with Jordan Sailors, though, breathing down his back. And look, he's worked his way into the picture. Joseph Tucker finding himself up into 3rd place, and it looks like he's got one heck of a hot ride. But here comes Jordan Sailors all over the back bumper of your race later into turn 1.
There goes the Red Bull diving down now. Does he have it? Not quite. Sliding up the track. Hopefully he keeps it out of the 29 there, or the 29 of Heath Snyder.
Yep. Here comes the 39, though. Tucker going to pick up the pieces here, going to line himself up to the back bumper of the 29 machine. Now he's going to try and take it for a spin. But for now, Heath Snyder still in control at the line to take lap 15.
This has not been a walk-away home run for Heath Snyder. He has had to fight since he has taken the lead, since he's been in the lead. He's had to fight to hold on to it. These guys have been right behind him. They're looking at chewing away at that time that he's got, and he's not able to get the advantage right now with these guys so close. It's just the gap is not forming the way that he would like it to, I'm sure.
No, incredibly talented driver behind the wheel of the 29 machine. But yeah, this season, you know, he's had to fight and claw for everything. It's a really competitive field, and these guys have a lot of good equipment. You know, it's not like it was a handful of years ago. You come over here as, you know, a team driver and just have the advantage by just being a team driver and having the extra experience and practice. You know, everybody's out here. Everybody's on their A game these days on iRacing.
You really got to be. These leagues, they demand a high level of performance just to even get in.
Oh, and a little bit of a wobble.
Ooh.
bit of a wobble there from the 29 machine of Snyder. That's going to pull the 39 machine of Tucker even closer. Coming into 1, he's going to try and dive bomb him. Not able to make it work this time. But he is doing a way better job. Gets a little bit tight through center, though. Charged the entry a little too much. Going to slide the 29 machine, the 39 machine up the track. Going to give Heath a little bit of a breathing break here on the back straightaway to think about what he's going to do into 3. But Tucker doing a great job working the draft and keeping the momentum up on the second half of the Speedway, which is really keeping him drawn up in the wake of the 29 machine of Heath Snyder.
Snyder with a great run, good momentum into 1 and 2. He's got a defensive line right now, a place where he doesn't give him any room on the inside during those turns to get down there. If he wants to try to make the pass, that dive has got to come from a mile away, from way downtown, like a 3-point shot, basically. That's the only way that he's going to be able to get in and take advantage of the position that Heath Snyder currently has.
I'll tell you, this is the thing I've seen all week, too, here at Texas in the trucks. Ran a bunch of C-Fix this week, and it is so hard to get away from somebody here. And it feels, honestly, like that second truck in line has all the advantage in the world, the way the slipstream works coming through 3 and 4 down into turn 1. You're sitting duck. It takes a skilled driver to be able to make work with that second place spot, but, man, you just sweat up there at the front the entire race.
Yeah, I see that. As described, that is exactly what's happening right now to Heath Snyder. But there is a bit of a gap forming, though. It's between Joseph Tucker and Scott Healy, who's a little bit behind now, about a second off, it looks like. As we look back in the pack.
Healy's just riding around, you know. He opted out of the championship points for the season just a couple weeks before the playoffs started. Knowing that he's not able to commit to a full-time schedule, didn't want to take a spot. But we've seen what he's done on these 1.5 miles all year long. Just one of the fastest trucks in the field, just about everywhere we go. And I think he's just lurking, letting these guys go out here, race hard, try to get the stage points. As you see now, up at the point now, here comes Tucker with a deep dive coming out of turn number 2, side by side with your race leader into turn 1. Snyder going to have to concede the position here because Tucker is coming alive here into these tires.
What a move. Great move there from Joseph Tucker, taking the lead.
Snyder not giving up, though. Going to draw him in with a little bit of a side draft into turn 1. Still up on that outside, the right rear quarter panel. Going to draw back in line here behind him out of 2, though. Wasn't able to make it 6 through 1 and 2. So difficult to use that second lane, but a crossover down the back straightaway. And a last-second dive into turns 3 and 4 is going to give him the advantage for the time being, and I think he's going to get it. It's going to be a dead heat here on the front straightaway, though. Here comes the 39 and Tucker stabbing back.
Yep, at the line that would have gone to the 29. So the 39 is going to work a little bit extra hard here at Joseph Tucker to maintain what he just clawed. And it looks like he's just not going to be able to, unfortunately, as he gets back in behind Heath Snyder.
No, it is so difficult to make the top line work here at Texas since the reconfiguration. Very much a one-groove racetrack for the most part because I don't understand how they managed to do it, but they repaved the whole track and somehow left more bumps on the outside line than there ever was before the repave.
Well, that's a unique situation.
Yeah, it's Speedway Motorsports can be interesting sometimes. Oh, and a bit of a wobble out of the 29 machine. That's going to open the door. Here comes Tucker with a deep dive down to the bottom of the racetrack into 3. But there's a lap machine of Colton Gardner right in front of him. That could be a problem.
Let's see how he gets around Gardner.
Look at Snyder. He's going to use that lap car as a pick here. Not quite. Gardner going to get out of the way here, go up to the top line, throw a little bit of dirty air on the 29 of Snyder. That's going to close the opportunity for him. But here comes Scott Healy. From about a second back, now to the back bumper of your race leaders.
Will they make it past Colton Gardner here? He is racing like a bat out of hell right now. He's racing the guys just behind him on the lead lap. He doesn't want to go down another lap. Or 2, I guess, in this case. He's almost down 3 laps.
That's a difficult start for him this evening, to say the least. And that's somebody that really needed points.
Yep. We're about a third of the way through the race, too, at this point.
the 21 machine of Colton Gardner. That's somebody that was in a definite must-win scenario coming into this race, 39 points behind the playoff bubble position of Scott Westwood.
There's eyes on Colton Garner. Still trying to hold off the cars behind and doing a fairly good job.
Here comes the 64 machine. Scott Healy now taking over second place from Heath Snyder.
Healy with a good pass. Can he do more than just pass for second? He's got eyes on first. Maybe he gave up the points run too soon.
Oh, certainly. I mean, that 64 machine was so fast. If memory serves, the winningest driver here in the series.
Whoa. Just saw a big wave out of Scott Healy. I'm not sure what motivated that.
I think he was signaling he's coming to pit road, and yes, he was. Everybody diving down pit road now. Oh, and contact between Healy and Tucker. Coming down pit road. This is a huge error for the 39 machine, your points leader of Joseph Tucker. And Healy did a lot of damage to the front end.
Yeah, I was going to say that's that tow hitch would probably done a lot of damage to Healy. We looked at the front of that truck. It is dented in pretty good right now. With 10 laps to go to the stage break, that is an unfortunate error to be made. Now, do you put that more on the 39 or the 29?
Not sure. I'm gonna have to look at the speeds from when they came in real quick. I mean, obviously the car that, you know, made the contact is typically the one at fault.
Yeah. You want to say that's Tucker's fault, you know what I mean?
No, because Tucker was the lead car coming down pit road.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. You don't want to say that was Healy, the 64.
Yeah, Tucker, I mean, heck, Tucker was over on pit road speed. I think Healy just missed it.
You're right. I think he did too. He signaled for it, and then he came down just a little too hot.
Yeah, he about 10 miles over. That's a rare mistake out of the 64 machine. You don't see things like that often, but I mean, the amount of races we run every year, it's bound to happen at some point, right?
Yep. Yes, sir. Couple cars still out there.
Heath Snyder and Jordan Sailors. Sailors with such an impressive run so far. Qualified outside pole, still hanging on tight here. In the top five, you see him work the outside, trying to get past the 29 machine for the lead here.
Everybody came down at some point there.
Jordan Sailors finding a really good line on the outside. A lot of momentum going to carry him past Heath Snyder down the back straightaway. Jordan Sailors now your race leader here at Texas.
Attaboy, Jordan Sailors.
Tell you what, he wasn't lying when he said he came to play tonight.
Nope. He said it right there in the YouTube chat. And be sure to reach out yourself in the YouTube chat, folks. If you're watching right now, say hi. Let us know what your pick is for the night. You think we'll make it all the way green all the way? We got only about 8 laps to go until we are at the first and only stage break that we have planned for the evening. So let's get there. Right now we're going to get there with the help of Jordan Sailors out in front leading things on. He himself is about a second and a half ahead of Heath Snyder, who's also ahead of Blair Holloman. An excellent mix of drivers.
It's just such an impressive run from him this evening. I mean, I know he's on an off-cycle pit strategy and all, but I mean, he hasn't had many opportunities to get up here and really show his pace and lead many races this season. Just kind of been, you know, a bad luck Brian of the season since we dropped the green flag. And just doing a great job up here this evening with a 2-second advantage already over second place Heath Snyder. Blair Holloman lurking back there. The 32 truck, too. He could be pretty stout given the right opportunity.
Yeah. Stout's a good way to describe that truck. Oh, interesting. It sounds like Jordan Sailors might have taken tires where some of the other guys did not. If you look at the pit times here, Jordan Sailors spent 15 seconds out, whereas Heath Snyder spent half that amount of time. I think Blair Holloman may have also taken tires too. But Kyle Westwood, no tires. Chad Genningsman, no tires. Most of the top 10 did not take tires.
These guys trying to save that extra set for when the pay window opens up later on. But I mean, heck, we're coming to a point where it's going to matter anyway. We got the stage coming here in a handful of laps, and
Yep,
a lot of these guys pretty hungry for points here at this stage in the game.
That's fair. And there are only 3 tire sets available behind the trucks. Pardon me, behind the wall right now. 3 sets of tires. So for any of these guys that took tires already, that's 1 down, 2 to go. You better hope that we don't have any yellows. You better hope that you don't get caught in anything that makes you have to burn up those tires. There's only two sets of tires over 60 laps. That could quickly become a problem if we run into any trouble at all. Out here, Colby Jackson sitting pretty right now at 8th. He's up 9 from where he started. A few other people who have been doing pretty good tonight. Cody Hemingway, he's up 14 from where he started. Chad Genningsman is up 10 from where he started. And if we look back in the pack a little bit, JP Jones is up 11 positions from where he started tonight. He's sitting in 11th place in that lovely green livery right there. Look at that green and gold.
Yeah, that's definitely green.
Appalachian Chill Billy. Oh my goodness, that's a huge original. It looks like.
Oh, that was Mole Man on the side of that thing for a minute.
Hans Mole Man. Kind of looked like him. Jordan Sailors still your race lead. Lap 40, last lap.
White flag in the air here for stage 1. Jordan Sailors putting together a really good performance here from the Texas Motor Speedway. Taking a wrap there to the outside line out of turn number 2. Clean track in front of him. All he has to do is coast it here through 3 and 4. Looks like the Red Bull machine has wings here from Texas Motor Speedway as Jordan Sailors takes us to the green-white checkered here and gets himself a stage win here on the evening.
Lovely. Good looking stage win out of the Red Bull truck right there. Jordan Sailors. Let's take a little break here, folks. And when we come back, stage 2 from Texas Motor Speedway. So don't go anywhere.
You can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Makoni.
With the launch of Makoni Entertainment and Makoni Competizone alongside Makoni Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MakoniSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoatRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the Goat Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible.
We are back, folks, with the SSRL Truck Series presented by Chasity Tucker Realtor, and we have Stage 2 of tonight's race from Texas Motor Speedway coming to you live. The pace car is off. The trucks are getting ready to start. Jordan Sailors and Blair Holloman are looking for that restart zone, and any second now, we're going to be kicking things off. There it is. We are green yet again, and we've got the race going. Let's go.
One machine. Sailor's going to lead him down in turn one with Heath Snyder and Blair Holloman behind him running side by side. Exactly what the one truck wants to see here at the moment. Yes. On the back straightaway, everything's still staying straight and even here. Snyder not able to find an advantage over the 32 machine of Holloman as Holloman sends it deep into turn 3. But Snyder's going to walk away with it here, using that preferred lane through 3 and 4, and he's going to get the spot. Snyder moves back up to second place here at the line.
Capitalize. Let's see what he does with that second place spot. Sailors out in front, driving defensive. Let's see.
One truck making moves on that top line, though, a little bit further in the back of the pack as Cody Hemingway got up to the outside of Drew Prohl and about blew his doors off through 1 and 2. Now he's going side by side with Chad Gunningsman into 3 and 4.
Gunningsman's ahead a little bit. It looks like Prohl's giving him a little bit of a push there. The number 10 on the outside there. Hemingway.
Bottom line, you know, there's a lot of advantage down there, but if you can make that top 1 and 2 work, and it's so difficult to do, you can really catch a lot of guys sleeping. As you see now, he goes for the crossover on Drew Prohl, going to get down to the inside as we work down the back straightaway. Cody Hemingway with the preferred spot coming into 3.
Hemingway, he does have has a preferred spot right there. Down to the inside, switches it up ahead of Prohl by about a half a car. They're on the outside now. That's the 72 of James Staples. 72 of Shane Clore. With the 24 of Staples ahead. And Scott Healy on the inside.
Yeah, Healy a little bit further in the back of the pack after the damage he caught coming to pit road under green a handful of laps ago. Got the opportunity on this caution, though, to come down, pull the fenders, pull the radiator back out, get everything straightened back out. So that 64 truck, you know, basically a new truck again here. Should see no problem working his way through the field. But Heath Snyder up here at the point right now, hounding your race leader, Jordan Sailors, through 1 and 2.
Yep, doesn't want to let off. This is a kind of similar situation that, you know, Snyder found himself in earlier in the race. He was racing in the lead, but he had constant pressure. And that constant pressure eventually wore him down and gave Sailors the win for stage 1. Whoa, here it comes, though. Here comes Snyder.
Yep, Snyder going to get a huge run out of 3 and 4 down to the inside of Sailors into 1 and 2. And Snyder's just about got it here. Sailors trying to hold on to the right rear quarter panel and finds the momentum somehow on that outside line to at least be dead even with him down the back straightaway. Coming into 3, is that bottom line going to prevail again, though?
We'll see here. I think it's going to, because there goes the 29, and the Sailors tucks in right behind him.
Not for long. Tries to go back up to the top, pull a side draft, not able to get it done. Falls back in line, up to the back bumper, coming into 1. But the dirty air is going to get him. Sailor's going to slide way up the hill through 1 and 2. And here comes Gunningsman diving down underneath Westwood.
Well, Westwood himself giving a little push to Sailors, almost giving him a little bit too much of a push. But Genningsman now making his big move. Slides up, takes the spot from Westwood, and is staring daggers at the number 1.
Yeah, we've talked about Genningsman basically being asleep for the last handful of weeks. Looks like he's woken up here when it matters. Getting into the late stages here from Texas Motor Speedway, the last race in the first round of the playoffs. And we got a caution on Speedway. Huge wreck coming out of turn 2. One truck head on into the outside wall.
Uh-oh, that's real bad. Let's see if we can get a little look at what happened here.
Like Jezebowski got caught in it there.
We will take a trip back in time. Have a little look-see here. Jazbowski.
We're looking at Jezebowski working the outside line on Joseph Tucker through 1 and 2. And he's a spin in front of him and nowhere for him to go. The 72 machine of Shane Clore gets shot right up the hill. Right in front of the Irwin Tools machine.
Yeah, there was a few involvements there that we saw. Here's the main one, I think. The main detail. Shane Clore.
Clore tries to come down and fill a hole that isn't necessarily open. Yeah, probably from the mirror looked like he was clear. Spotter probably didn't even have the opportunity to call it. There was a car there, but certainly a rough incident for both trucks involved. See the 29 machine of Heath Snyder bringing it down pit road here.
Yep, about to say the same thing. Heath Snyder cruising down pit road, taking advantage of the stop, as most of these cars are who did not take tires earlier. They're in a pretty good spot to get some right now. We're over halfway through the race officially now, so we should start seeing them just try to put on their dancing shoes, so to speak. There goes the pace car around. We've still got 2 to go right now. Folks, thanks for joining us. If you're here a little bit late, we have been enjoying this race around Texas Motor Speedway. It's been a good one so far. We're about halfway through. If you've been here since the beginning, thank you so much. Either way, we'd love it and would appreciate it and would really love it if you would hit that like and subscribe button, smash the alert bell, make sure you keep up with Grid Vision and all the wonderful stuff that we have to bring to you. And be sure to check us out on Wednesday nights to check out that top split from Twitch, where we will bring you even more excellent iRacing action.
Right there might be a little bit of a problem. Chad Gunning's been blinking out for a second there. Your second place truck, the 97 machine, second in points right now. Looks like everything's come back through straight, though. I will say, though, this thing goes green the way it's stacking up right now. That one machine of Sailors is going to have one hell of a time because Chad did something on pit road on that pit stop, and that truck has come alive here in the last handful of laps since the first stage.
Some kind of little adjustment was made, and now Chad Genningsman is a contender. He is really putting himself out there and sitting pretty right now on the outside of the lead row as the lights are off and we get ready to go again here at Texas Motor Speedway. It's going to be a pretty solid stack up of names here in the front. Jordan Sailors, Chad Genningsman, Blair Holloman, James Staples, JP Jones, and Shane Clore in the top 6. That's your top 3 rows right there. Coming around into the backstretch. Getting ready on this their last lap before we go green. And it's been, I don't think we've lost anyone fully yet from tonight's race. Art Nicotera, I believe, might be out. But I think you saw on the track. It's been a wild night. Okay,
he's out
tonight.
Yeah.
All right. It's been a wild night.
I think Jezebowski, after the damage he sustained there, if not out, he's going to be the most uncompetitive truck here from Fort Worth. Because that would have been required damage, because that was a huge hit for him.
Really unfortunate. There goes the pace car. Hey, let's get ready. Hey, let's go. Any second now. There's the restart zone, and we are green yet again here on Grid Vision.
Sailor's doing a good job getting the jump, getting through the gears here. Going to give himself a little bit of separation coming into one. But here comes the 32 machine of Blair Holloman up to the rear lift gate of the 1 machine through 1 and 2.
Stacked
Kingsman
4
gonna
wide briefly.
Oh, my Lord. That's not going to work. 3
double
wide
three
down
wide.
into 3. Heath Snyder going to walk away with the advantage. Up the hill goes the 72 machine of Clore. A little bit of help from Drew Kroll. Here comes Snyder diving down to the inside now of Joseph Tucker into turn 1. Not able to make it stick, though. Tucker's able to cover it. Coming out of 2, Tucker's going to hold the position as they get ready to work on the 92 truck of Kyle Westwood. Here comes Gunningsman now diving deep to the inside of the 32 machine of Blair Holloman through 3 and 4. One heck of a head of steam. He's going to clear him out of 4 and also go forward in time.
Lap 57 of 100 right now, folks. And we've still got a barn burner.
And we are 3 wide, working on 4 wide down the back straightaway.
Oh, that's scary. Oh, that's scary.
Heath Snyder stuck in the middle. In the bottom lane, the 92 truck of Kyle Westwood, 3 wide again as Colby Jackson gets put in a 3 wide scenario with the 10 machine of Hemingway. And a 39 of Tucker. And Tucker, ever since he caught that damage on pit road, the truck has just not come back to him yet. Wondering if he's just doing some aggressive saving, knowing how many cars he's got to get through to get to the front of this field right now. For the lead, here comes the 97 machine of Gunningsman down the front straightaway to the outside of the 1 of Jordan Sailor. Sailor's working the bottom lane, trying to keep the momentum up, and here comes 97. Gunningsman going to line it up here on that outside line. He's going to get the momentum that we've seen out of a couple of these trucks. No, he's going to go for the crossover out of 2.
It's a good move. Can he make it stick?
Looks like it
I
on
think
that
he's about
preferred
to.
lane. He's got that preferred lane in 3 and 4. It's going to be huge for him, and he's going to get him. He's going to blow the doors off through 3 and 4. New race leader. A slouch no more. Chad Gunningsman up here at the point.
Oh, bit of a blink from the race leader, but he's looking pretty good still.
Oh, huge fan out down the
Whoa.
back straightaway. Bunch of trucks dive down to the bottom. Contact. James Staples just about goes around into 3. One hell of a save out of the 24 truck.
Yep, a big save. I was about to say, we are still green. We are still going. Nothing to worry about.
And look, he's working himself into the 3rd place. But working on it anyway. Here comes Colby Jackson up to the outside of the track now, trying to get by the 1 machine of Jordan Sailors. And here comes Heath Snyder making a move to the inside for the lead. Down the front straightaway. Oh, Jackson trying to take it 3 wide down for the race lead. 3 wide up here at the point of the pack. Colby Jackson working the inside on the bottom lane, not wanting to settle in and help anybody. He's going to be stuck side by side with Heath Snyder down the back straightaways. Heath pulls the draft from the 97 truck of Chad Gunningsman down into 3. Colby Jackson with the preferred groove on the bottom of the speedway. Heath Snyder's going to hit the bump, slide up a little bit, but they're still going to be dead even here at the start-finish line.
That was impressive. You don't see that kind of hard racing usually till a little bit later in the race, but right here we got it pushing 3 wide on SSRL for the lead. Not bad at all.
And Colby Jackson is going to lick the stamp and send it through 1 and 2 and take the position in the process. The 37 truck, the Mac Tools machine, in control of it here at Texas Speedway.
That Mac Tools machine doing its thing. Colby Jackson just needs to learn some lessons from Jordan Sailors, who's now
But here comes Snyder.
a few places back, unfortunately.
Snyder lifted the back tires up off the track coming into 1. He's going to dive down to the inside line on the 37, and he's going to have a huge head of steam here. But is Colby going to be able to defend up top? It looks like he is for the time being. Going to clear him down to 3 and throw a huge block to the bottom of the speedway to 3 and 4.
Barely clear him. Yeah, he's got the entire tail end of that truck out there, but he has got barely any breathing room between himself and Heath Snyder.
Oh, there hasn't been any at all. Heath Snyder has been pushing the back bumper cover in on the 37 machine all the way through the front stretch and pushed him all the way into turn 1. Those 2 trucks were hooked up coming out of turn 2 all the way down the back straightaway. But now a little bit of breathing room for Colby Jackson out of turn 2 as Heath Snyder falls off a little bit. And here comes the 10 machine of Cody Hemingway.
Looking for that push.
Oh, and Snyder is just so good out of 3 and 4. Here he goes, looks at the top. Now he dives back down to the bottom. Colby Jackson tried to cover the outside line and gave the bottom to Heath Snyder unintentionally. Here comes Heath with a deep dive, but not able to make it stick. Colby Jackson somehow slides up the hill and makes it work. And now here comes the 10 truck of Hemingway.
If only Snyder had enough to take a bite, he would be able to do a lot more with it, but unfortunately, he just can nibble,
Oh, we got a caution.
nibble. Oh, no.
Dave Fuge involved. Looked like Drew Prohl had heavy contact there.
Oh, man. Let's see. Eyes on Prohl in the middle there.
Yeah, Drew Prohl. A little bit of contact with the 64 machine, Scott Healy. They got hooked up coming down into 3 and 4, and up the track goes the 64 into the left rear quarter pound. And Prohl hard up against the wall with heavy contact.
And we're going to take a little break here, folks, while this yellow happens. We're on 67 out of 100. When we get back, hopefully we'll take you all the way to the end. Stay tuned.
Goat Racing Diecast, sponsor of the Warrior League Goat Racing Diecast 150 at the Monster Mile. And now for the famous words of motorsports. Hey, Gabby. Driver, start, go, and go!
We are back, folks, with the SSRL Truck Series presented by Chasity Tucker Realtor. You can see now some trucks coming down to get that pit stop in as we have a few more laps to go before we're back up here. I'm Joe LaCastro up in the booth with Sheldon Atkins. Down in the truck, it's Austin Derbyshire. And we here at Grid Vision are bringing you the best of iRacing right now. It's virtual Texas Motor Speedway. 100 laps, Truck Series, Monday nights. And you're here joining us. It's great to have you. We've got 1 lap to go till things get kicked off here. So we've got Evan Ethel and Scott Schroeder who are going to be leading things around as that goes on.
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of mixed bag on strategy here. That's handing the race lead over to Evan Ethel and Scott Schroeder. JP Jones also up here at the front of the pack. Chad Gunningsman, though, up there in the 4th position. I got a good feeling we're not done seeing that 97 truck up here at the point of this field. Not by a long shot. Also, look who else has crept his way up in here, Joe.
Gary Donnellan.
Yeah, the old Inception Energy Solutions Silverado looking good like it does every week, man. We get down to crunch time, those last 30 laps, and he's somehow in the picture every time.
Well, there he is right now in 6th place, up 1 from where he started. Gary Donnellan looking good. There goes the pace car. We're going to get started here real soon, folks. Get ready, get psyched, because here we go with some more racing. We are green yet again. Evan Ethel with a good launch off the line on his own, going 3 wide, potentially here. Genningsman saying, yes, let's do it. 3 wide from Genningsman.
Genningsman going to send it down the middle through 1 and 2. Come up and shut the door on the 74 machine of Scott Schroeder, working down the back straightaway, trying to get as many of these cars on older tires packed behind him as he possibly can. Get a little bit of an advantage here. Now you see him working on Evan Ethel up here at the point, getting up to the bumper, trying to pull a little bit of side drive down the front straightaway already. Chad Gunningsman at the stripe, your race leader. Now deep dive down to the bottom of the track to cover the lane. Here comes Kyle Westwood in the 92 machine, though. And you know he's hungry, trying to make his way into the next round of the playoffs.
Doing what he can. Race leader Genningsman is out for blood. He's out to win it, though. He wants to put a little bit of a gap on everybody else. He wants to have that distance that he can let them all fight each other, and he can just focus on setting good lap times. But he's not getting it right now. He's got too much attention from Kyle Westwood.
Yeah, Kyle Westwood, I mean, heck, Gunningsman clips the apron, slides way up the track through 1 and 2. That's going to open the door for Westwood down the back straightaway. Westwood setting it down to the bottom, sending it deep into turn 3. Going to clear the 97 machine with ease as Gunningsman falls back, loses a little bit of ground here. It takes a while. Once you break that momentum through 1 and 2, it takes you about a lap to get it all back. And that lap, you can lose a lot of time, because that is the only point on this track relative where you're really coming off the throttle any at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a truck around the back straightaway, hard into the back straightaway wall. 2 trucks. Oh, the 29 of Heath Snyder and the 37 of Colby Jackson, 2 of the best trucks here in the field this evening.
Oh,
a little bit of a shot. A little bit of a shot from Jordan Sailors. And Colby Jackson tries to dive it down to make a pass, thinking that he was clear most likely. And unfortunately, was not the case. See right here, I think Colby thinks he's clear of it.
Yeah.
And just, well, it looks like Colby got real loose there, too. Because he tank slapped the nose end. Well, this will be the... Oh, yeah, he definitely, yeah, he had a little bit of a handful there.
Yeah.
That is heavy contact for both of those machines.
Yes, it is. But we've got...
Oh, and also, here's a pass. Here's a pass for the lead again. You see the 97 machine of Gunningsman get down there on the bottom, hook the apron, and get squirreled up the track a little bit. Has to chase it up, and there goes Westwood with the dive down to 3 and 4, just able to keep the momentum up.
Here comes... Let's say it's probably the last pits for these cars.
We're well into that window. Laps running down here at Texas, 75 out of 100. These 2 guys, I was about to mention it, though. These 2 up here at the front, these are 2 guys that really need a good points day. Kyle Westwood, you know, sitting there back up against the rope. He's been the bubble car this entire race for the playoffs. And Gunningsman really needing to show up here with stride and speed to carry that momentum into the playoffs, because, you know, a lot of people haven't really been thinking about Chad as, you know, a front runner or a big winner here the past handful of weeks. Really, the past handful of months, just kind of been, you know, snoozing his way through here through the midseason. And just really needs to get out here and prove he can get the job done. And I mean, I'm convinced that 97 truck is fast for a reason. There's a reason he led the points for the majority of the season. Gunningsman is a rocket in anything you put him in.
Yes, sir. And that's something I'm inclined to see, too, is that he's a rocket. And I want to see more of that rocket-like behavior.
And I also wonder if a point of it, too, is like, a part of it isn't like, has he intentionally avoided showing his hand, showing how fast that he can actually set these trucks up to be?
Now, that's an interesting question.
You know, it's no secret that, you know, a big part of, you know, Jimmy Johnson and Chad Knaus' success was they run, the first 2 weeks of the first handful of weeks of the season, bring their best stuff, see how it performed, then work themselves into the summertime and, just basically go on vacation until the chase came around and show up in the chase with everything that they had from earlier in the year and just blow everybody's doors off.
Well, looks like we're going to be going around one more time here. Got the flag saying that we're going to be spending one more lap before we go to that lap before. That doesn't make any sense. One more lap to go before the final lap to go. There we go. That makes a lot more sense.
2 to green is what we call that up here, buddy.
2 to green? Ah, forget it. I want to make it more complicated and hard to understand. That's what you should do.
I seriously feel like we have actually had this exact conversation before.
We probably have. Yeah, I think we have. Yeah. I've tried to find funny or ridiculous things to refer to this lap as, and you're like, just call it 2 to green. Darn you, just call it 2 to green. You're right. It is 2 to green.
We're going to call it the lights are almost out on the pace car presented by Chasity Tucker Realtor.
I like that one.
Yeah,
That's the way to do it.
Gotta get that sponsor plug in there.
And by this point, the pit lanes should be empty. Everyone should have their stuff together and know what they want to do, how they're going to drive it, what they're going to be driving. Coming down and around. There's the start finish. There go the lights, which means this time we are 1 to go.
Joe, I got a question for you before we go green here.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm in Middle Tennessee and I'm looking for a house. You got anybody that can help me in that direction?
You know what? Funny you should mention that because I've got just the name. You're going to want to write this down. Chasity Tucker Realtor. Middle Tennessee.
Right. She wouldn't happen to have a website now, would she?
I believe so. I'm going to say it's chastitytuckerrealtor.com. I have to double check that.
Actually, yeah. Let me double check it.
www. Yeah, why not just throw it in Google?
No, just go to www.thechastitytucker.com.
Oh, even better. Look at that. The one, the only Chasity Tucker.
Yeah.
We'll keep that in mind, my friend. That's very good. So, well, yeah, I see that you're looking for a house in Middle Tennessee. Well, I hope that you reach out and she'll get you taken care of. Find the home of your dreams.
Absolutely.
Well, the home of my dreams is right here in the booth with my friends, Colin Races. And we're about to call the end of this one very soon here. The pace car's lights are off. We're coming through 3 and 4. There he goes. And here comes Westwood and Genningsman getting ready for that restart zone. Any moment now, they're going to find the fast one. There it is. Vroom, vroom. And we are green yet again.
Westwood with a really good launch over Genningsman. Genningsman not able to get the power down in time. Been kind of the tail of the night. That outside line just not getting good restarts at all. Genningsman going to lose a spot here to Scott Healy. Going to dive down to the bottom of the track, though. Healy way up the track. A couple cars around. Huge crash here in Texas.
It's the big one.
And they're still wrecking up into turn 3. More trucks head on into the fence.
Everything's bigger in Texas. That was insanity. We had cars almost flipped over. We had trucks on top of trucks. This is, we are going to have a few things to cover here, folks, as the Wayback Machine overheats, trying to show us everything that went on. There's Genningsman right over the back of Healy. Oh, no. Healy becomes
just about a blow over Genningsman. Genningsman just trying to get himself into the pocket behind Healy, trying to get a crossover off coming out, too, to stop the bleeding from the restart. Just a little bit of unfortunate contact. Drove off of the bumper ever so slightly, but enough to send the 64 machine up the hill. And this, close your eyes, this ain't going to be pretty.
Oh, whoa. That was rough.
And that
was rough.
Basically the entire field. I mean, I think that's the biggest wreck we've covered on Grid Vision this year.
In terms of per capita, yeah. That was almost the entire field in one wreck. Literally. And when you only have a 20 car field.
Oh, man, look at Holloman with that. Did he miss that? Because if Holloman missed that, that is the move of the race right there. I don't care.
Let's get a point of view there. Blair Holloman.
He gets through. He's going to get a piece. One of the trucks is going to come up and slap him here. Right about. Wait for it. There.
There it is.
Oh, and he did.
No.
Did he?
It was a little
no,
spark.
let's look at the nose. Let's look at the
spark.
nose. The nose is clean.
Okay.
He made it.
Mal, give it.
No, never mind. That right front is
No,
killed.
he got spanked a little bit. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it.
Oh, so
I
close.
saw the sparks on the right front, and I didn't know how hard the hit was, but it looks like it was hard enough.
Tell you what, this right here could stir a lot of positions. Oh, and the 39 machine
Wow.
of Tucker
Schroeder.
was getting turned there regardless. That was a separate incident there between Schroeder and Tucker.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness gracious. Goodness gracious me. That was intense.
And 80 laps down, and Gary Donnellan now up here at the point.
Everything's gone according to plan, says
And-
Gary Donnellan.
A handful of the trucks that have set the pace this evening here from Texas Motor Speedway torn up. But,
Yeah.
One of them that is still in mint condition, knock on wood, is that 12 machine up there at the point. Also, Jordan Saylor is still very much in the mix here, now on the same strategy as the guys around him, sitting on that outside lane. We've seen how fast that Red Bull truck has been this evening.
Sailors might be the final boss of this event at this point. Lap 81 out of 100. He's exactly where he started this race right now. Everybody around him has worked a little bit harder to get to this position. He's worked really, really hard to maintain this position. So if you want to get past Jordan Sailors, you're going to have to really, really fight at this point. Unless you're Gary Donnellan. Man, Gary Donnellan, what a position to be in. With the lights off now, he is going to be leading things off from the front position of this restart. This is going to be our fourth restart, our third or fourth restart, I believe, after what was the largest wreck we've covered on Grid Vision, if not ever in this season, in a while, on SSRL. It was a doozy of a wreck out of Texas Motor Speedway. Almost over half the cars on the field involved in some way, shape, or form. But now we've got everybody stacked back up. The lights are off, and we are coming around. There goes the pace car. Gary Donnellan, Jordan Sailors leading things off. It's 81 out of 100. Let's go. We are green yet
huge.
again here on Grid Vision.
Huge wheel spin from the top lane. Jordan Sailors just about goes around in front of the, I believe that is the machine of Evan Ethel. Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Also, keep your eyes on Evan Ethel. That's a hungry driver right there. Sitting there mired back in the playoff.
Oh!
Here. Oh, no, around they go again. Evan Ethel off the nose. That one looked like it started with
37.
Kratke on the bottom, slid up into the side of Colby Jackson, I believe. I'm about to look back at it again here on the replay, but I just think that was a 3-wide deal where one truck just slid up a little much.
Oh, there was heavy contact on the inside, and then the 37 looks like 37 got up. No, it
see,
was
37 made a little. Yeah,
Yeah.
37 made a little bit of contact, but everything was fair there. But the 54 machine of Kratke just slid right up the track there, and he had a little bit of help coming in the corner though from Schneider. Schneider had the back tires lifted off the ground, but I think he just got to the throttle a little too quick, and she got a little tight on him.
Yeah. Son of a gun.
Well, now it's starting to look like the Cup race did Sunday.
Unfortunately, I missed the race. Was it all yellows all the way?
Oh my God, dude! I think we saw more wrecks there than we saw at Talladega in the past 5 years.
Oh, wow. A lot of drama out of NASCAR, a lot of drama out of here. At least during the second half of this race. We had a nice, clean first half, boys. But now everybody's getting excited. Everybody's getting fired up for the last 17, 18 laps here.
Tell you what, where's Rick Allen to shout major chase implications when you need it? That needs to be a soundboard. That needs to be on the soundboard here, Darby.
I believe that can happen.
You see the 21 machine Colton Gardner going to get the lucky dog here, get himself a lap back. Which that will put him back on the lead. Lap spent pretty much his entire race a couple laps down, and here the last couple laps, since everybody's gotten themselves into trouble, he's getting laps back. So good break for at least one of these drivers here this evening.
Well, I was going to say, hopefully someone will have a good break. Now, Gary Donnellan is still out in front. He wasn't involved in that wreck at all.
That is very useful for Gardner, too, because he was in a real dodgy situation in the points coming in this race.
This will be a good position for him then. And I'm betting he can probably do a little bit better before the end of the race, too.
Well, anything's better than being trapped a lap down, that's for sure.
Roger that.
He was the 9th truck in the playoff standings. 39 points in this race behind Kyle Westwood. I don't know the way things are sitting right now. That's a lot of quick maths that I'm certainly not capable of at this particular juncture.
This particular junction. There we go, crossing the line. The lights are off on the pace car, and after this one, we're going to get things going, folks. Lap 85 out of 100, just 16 to go.
They'll be coming to the line to take 15, a 15-lap shootout here from Texas. And I don't know if we're done with wrecking just yet, too. That's another thing to keep noted. Also, it looks like a little bit of... Is that a little bit of damage on the left rear of Donnellan's truck?
I think so.
That's that might be interesting for him, because these things are huge on the side force. Probably one of the last cars in the service really utilized that to its full extent. And yes, that is heavy damage on the left rear of the 12 machine.
It's unfortunate. It's going to be a big hobbling, kind of a handicap moment for him there as he's trying to hold on to any semblance of this lead or defense capabilities as we go around here. It's going to be a tough spot for him to be in. There goes the pace car. Donnellan and Sailors are going to lead things off. We're looking for it. Again, the restart zone. Any second now, we're going to kick things off. We are green now yet again.
Another difficult restart for Sailors on the top line. Going to open the door for Kratky down in 1 and 2. Kratky going to get the position before you even get into the corner. 54 Jack Daniels machine looking pretty strong up here at the front, but still getting tight through 1 and 2. And a little bit of contact up into Heath Schneider, up into Sailors, hard into the outside fence on the back straightaway.
Good saves. Insane line there from Kratky, yeah, but what a save out of Sailors.
Now Heath Schneider trying to make the moves, trying to reel in the 12 machine of Gary Donlin up here at the point. But now starting to fall under fire from the 92 machine of Kyle Westwood as he dives it deep down at turn 1, but not able to make it connect. Position still belonging to the 29 of Heath Schneider down the backstretch.
Back through it now. Snyder tracked in on Donnellan. He wants the inside. Can he get it?
Loses a lot of speed, misses the corner in 3 and 4, opening the door for Heath Schneider with a huge run down the front straightaway.
Open the door and let him right in. Heath Snyder's got the lead now.
13 laps to go from Fort Worth, Texas, as Heath Schneider leads him down the back straightaway. Donnellan up into the fence a little bit further behind, trying to tuck in behind the 1 machine of Sailors. Sailors going to take the second spot, but he's under fire from the 92 of Westwood as we work through 3 and 4. Westwood now up to the second position.
Westwood wants first, though. He's getting a little bit of a push from Sailors now.
Huge push from Sailors. Sailors is sending him into turn 1, and he hasn't let go yet.
Can he keep it squared up, though? Can he give him a good push without having to, without over pushing?
Down the back straightaway, Sailors trying to lock bumpers. Oh, and Jackson just about loses it down the back straightaway. One hell of a save, but loses a whole bunch of time. But coming out of turn 4 to take 11 laps to go, Heath Schneider in control of it for the time being as Westwood tries to do anything he can to pick up the pieces and take the position from him. Westwood going to send it in deep to the top, but not able to make it stick. Now let's open the door for Sailors here.
10 laps to go, folks. 10 laps to go. Sailors on the inside right now. The 92 of Westwood on the outside, trying to hold on. Can't quite do it. Sailors has got the momentum, but can he take the place without just sitting down there waiting for Westwood to come close the door on him?
And here comes Genningsman back into the hunt. 10 laps remaining here from Texas. As he gets to the back bumper of second place here. That truck just about blew over a handful of laps ago. Back up here in the hunt now, though, in fourth.
Oh, man, let's see what happens. It's a very tight situation up here at the front for the lead right now. Snyder, Sailors, Genningsman, and Westwood. All 4 names we've heard before. All 4 names real contenders. And we get to see them all duke it out right now here at the SSRL Monday Night Truck Series.
Heath Snyder leading with 9 laps to go. Jordan Sailors trying to make anything happen behind him. The truck to keep your on right now, though, a little bit further back, the 97 machine. And Chad Gunningsman, we've seen how fast that truck is tonight. Does he have an opportunity to make a final stab for a potential win here going into the final round of the playoffs?
It's going to be hard to say until we get to the very end of this race, because we've seen some green flag racing. We've seen some ambitions get caught, catch people off guard. And if that happens, anything could happen. So I think that it's hard for me to guess at this point.
Hemingway going to be a gentleman here, going to send it down to the apron, let these guys figure this race out amongst themselves. Down the back straightaway, Heath Snyder leading as a battle shakes up behind him. Genningsman trying to get to the inside of Sailors here. And he's going to do it coming into 3. Is he going to be able to hold him off, though? Yes, he is. The one machine's going to walk up the hill a little bit. Now here comes Westwood diving down to the inside. A little bit of link for Genningsman. Now the only thing standing between Chad Genningsman and a win here is a handful of laps in the 29 truck of Heath Snyder. Down the back straightaway, Genningsman with a huge run. Starting to close up on him here.
Can it be a situation that Genningsman makes work for him with it's only 7 laps to go? Doesn't seem like a lot, but it seems like it could be eternity too for these 2 drivers right now. Heath Snyder and Chad Genningsman. Chad Genningsman is looking for any place.
Puts the apron again. Genningsman gets it down on the apron. Going to lose a little bit of time there. Had to chase it up the hill. Went a little bit better for him this time than it did earlier in the race, though. Didn't lose as much ground. But here he comes. He's bowing that arc. It's the same thing I was talking about in the pre-race keys. That's going to give him a huge shot down this front straightaway and suck him right up to the back bumper of the 29 machine.
This is the eyes-on view from Genningsman. He's trying to find any weakness in the armor that he possibly can right now, but Heath Snyder's got things locked down very, very tight.
Comes with a huge run down the back straightaway up to the rear bumper into 3. Going to lift a little bit, try and build a little bit of room between him and the 29 to mount a final charge. But he's got a rear view mirror full of the 92 machine of Westwood, and any opportunity of going full offense is now out the window, because now he has to mirror drive himself.
Yes, sir. Can he do it?
What he's doing right now, I love how low he's able to run that truck through the center of 1 and 2. Here he comes up to the top of the track now with a huge head of steam.
Behind him, a couple of slams into the wall as the drivers are getting very, very hot right now for the end of the race.
Here he is. He tried to set up some kind of a crossover. Didn't work, though. The 29 able to hold the bottom just well enough to make do. Genningsman's going to make it happen from the top here. And he's going to send it in. Side by side, dead even. They're 1 and 2, and it looks like Genningsman's going to have the momentum coming out of turn 2. Heath Snyder stuck on the bottom. But here comes Westwood with a saving push. This could be the decision-making factor where the 92 truck goes, and a huge run for the 29 of Heath Snyder through 3 and 4 to take us to 2 laps to go down the front straightaway. Snyder in control of it.
Snyder may be in control of it, but it feels like Westwood is the kingmaker right now. He's the one to give him the push he needed to get ahead of Chad Genningsman. Genningsman now just barely ahead by a nose on Heath Snyder. If we were at the line, it would be Genningsman's race. We got 2 laps to go right now. Lap 99 out of 100, folks.
Snyder gets bottled up down the back straightaway, but he's still able to hold that bottom through 3 and 4. He's able to take it away from him just as quick as Genningsman's able to get it. Out of turn 4 to take the white flag. Here comes Westwood with the peak to the bottom. 1 lap to go here at Texas. Heath Snyder, Genningsman, and Westwood, and it's any man's race up here at the point as Westwood sends it to the bottom now. Not able to make it sick though. He gets into the wake, and here comes Genningsman with another dive down to the inside for second place. Snyder gonna try and block both lanes into 3. Into 3 for the final time. Heath Snyder in control of it right now, and he can basically cruise to it from here out of turn 4. And your race winner here at Texas in the end of the first round of the playoffs is going to be Heath Snyder.
Great finish from Heath Snyder. Very good defensive driving. That's the way you got to do it. Heath Snyder coming in first place. Chad Genningsman second. Kyle Westwood sails across in third. We'll get you those full unofficial results here in just a second, folks, as we watch the burnouts here. But as we watch the victory lap, of Heath Snyder, your race winner out of Texas Motor Speedway.
I'll tell you, a race full of attrition and adversity for everybody in this field, and Heath Snyder's able to claw his way to the top. As one of the faster trucks in the field this evening, may not have been the fastest all night, but man, Heath Snyder definitely earned this one. He had to work hard for it.
It was an uphill battle. A very uphill battle for Mr. Snyder, but a valiant one, and one very well earned.
I will say the Grid Vision sticker helps, but the burnout, I haven't seen a lick of smoke yet. I'll have to workshop that a touch.
All right. Here we go with the unofficial results. Let's break it down. First place, Heath Snyder. Second, Chad Genningsman. Third, Kyle Westwood. Fourth, Evan Ethel. Fifth, Blair Holloman. Sixth, Colby Jackson. Seventh, Colton Gardner. Eighth, Gary Donlin. Ninth, Jason Kratke. And 10th, Jordan Sailors.
As we work into the heartbreak section of the field this evening, 11th place is going to be Cody Hemingway. 12th, Shane Clore. 13th is going to be Scott Schroeder from Art Nicotera. And 14th, 15th place going to JP Jones. Joseph Tucker, after a heavy crash, is going to bring home 16th with Scott Healy. Tony Jeffries bringing home 17th. Scott Healy going to be 18th tonight, followed by James Staples and Drew Prohl rounding out your top 20.
I think we had just one or two more cars left on that list. 21, it was Christopher Fuge. And 22nd, it was Nick Jasbowski. And that is your unofficial list right there, folks. Not bad, not bad. What a race we had out of Texas Motor Speedway. And right now we're going to have a few words with a few of our winners here. Starting things off with Kyle Westwood, our third place finisher. Kyle, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How's it going, guys?
Hey, we're doing real good. You came in third place tonight out of Texas Speedway. How was the race? How is it from your point of view in terms of avoiding that big one there?
Yeah. Tell you what, there were some ups and downs, but overall, I mean, it was a lot of fun. It obviously would have been a different answer had I gotten wrapped up in one of those things, but got a little messy there towards the end, it seemed. So I'm just glad I was on the right side of that, I guess.
Yeah, and you looked like at the very, very end, you were in that tight little formation there. Were you trying to get around that group, or were you just thinking, man, I'm just glad to be here. If I can push a little bit to the finish without wrecking, that's where I want to be.
You know what? I'll give credit where it's due. Heath Snyder, I believe he had like 9 to 10 lap older tires than both Chad and I. And he did a great job at holding both of us off. Now, Chad just said in the waiting room that he had a little bit of damage, and he thinks that might have dampened his drive there at the end. But I mean, I had no reason. I don't believe I had any damage or anything. I just had nothing for Heath. But yeah, I mean, I was trying my best to get around him. At one point there, I tried to take it on the outside. It didn't work. I got freight trained. I think I dropped down to third or fourth. And then I just spent the rest of the race just trying to get those spots back. Just ran out of time.
Well, it looks like it was a situation that it was a tough situation for every driver out there tonight, but you came out just enough on top to get part of that podium for yourself, my friend. So congratulations. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out to or thank tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank Boomer Button Box. Scott Schroeder has a great little organization that he put together over there. Team Watson, always great setups, and of course Dave and everybody else in the league, Jordan, putting on a great league, allowing all of us to come race with them multiple times a week. It's a great league, and of course you guys up in the booth. putting on the great show.
Well, thank you very much. We look forward to talking to you again real soon, we hope. You take care. Have a good rest of your week now.
Thank you very much. You too.
All right, folks, that was Kyle Westwood. I'm going to be passing the microphone over to Sheldon Atkins here in a moment, and he is going to be talking to Chad Genningsman. Go ahead and take it away, Sheldon.
Hey, Chad, Sheldon up here in the booth, man. What a whale of a race you had this evening, man. From almost flipping over on the back straightaway with just shy of 20 laps to go to being there and honestly looking like you were the truck to beat in those closing laps. Just talk me through that recovery, because I did not have that on my bingo card after seeing you get caught up in that wreck.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. Definitely qualified really bad at the start of the race, was digging out of a hole, finished decent the stage, and then really had a good truck that second stage, and then ended up restarting up there. And I don't know, coming off two, Scott and I don't know if I nicked his left rear, if he just got loose, but if I did him, apologies. I don't know if his neck code potentially, but apologies for everybody that got caught up in that one, if that was my fault. But yeah, I was looking out my left side window at the ground, so I thought my race was done, but luckily, I don't know, the roof flaps put it back down kind of, and then had some damage to fix, but then everybody else was damaged. I know Heath had damage, but yeah, definitely got up there, and then just with this being the last race of the round, didn't want to cost Heath or I a chance at that championship, so tried to get him on the outside, which probably wasn't going to work, but didn't really want to risk anything trying to get him on the inside or trying to move him.
Well, Chad, you brought a lot of excitement this evening, and I've poked at you once or twice here in the booth the past couple weeks. You made a lot of noise the early part of the season, and then kind of simmered down through the mid-season. It's a little touch of that by design to not show your hand too much before we get into those final couple races of the year.
No, not so much. I don't think you'd ever really want to hold anything back. Really, it was beginning of the year, had a lot more time. Kind of things got busy outside of the sim the last few months, so just kind of trying to point my way into good position to make it in the next round, and hopefully they'll put in a good effort the next two races and see what we can do.
Well, Chad, you're definitely striking when it matters the most here, and also on that previous incident too, it was a slight bit of contact with the left rear. That looking at that from up here in the booth, though, we all determined that was just hard racing. A little bit of a miscalculation there. But
definitely apologize to Scott and everybody else who got caught up in that. If there was contact, I was just trying to cross him over, and I thought I was already well away from him where it would not been in that position. So apologies for they got caught up in that.
Yeah, it's the faintest bit, but man, like I said, you brought the excitement this evening and gave us something to call at pretty much every point of the race tonight. And after such a good run, I got to ask you, who are you thinking and shouting out for this podium finish?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody at Legacy Esports and Reaper. The truck was really good tonight. Was able to drive through the field. Qualifying was probably on me. I ran 0 qualifying laps before the actual qualifying session, so didn't really know how to drive 1 and 2, but definitely want to thank everybody from the team, and thank you guys for broadcasting. I want to thank Dave and the rest of the admins for putting on the league, and look forward to the next 2 weeks.
Well, Chad, thanks for sitting up here in the booth with us here this evening after 100 hard-fought laps here in Texas.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
And I'm going to hand it on over to old Joe LaCastro here with your race winner in the Grid Vision machine, Heath Snyder.
Hey there, Heath. Can you hear us all right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, well, congratulations on that win tonight from Texas. How you feeling after that?
I don't understand how I won. Let's start with that.
Well, I heard you. I heard and
like,
saw you were on tires that were a little old there.
Not only were they like 10 laps older, those are also the same tires I spun out on. I was out of tires. So I don't know how we pulled that off, but the truck was incredibly fast. ESC has been putting in a lot of work on improving our stuff, and it's definitely showing out on the track.
It definitely did. You had a really impressive run tonight. You were able to sneak in and get those, get into that first place position where you were able to hold on to that victory. What a finishing run there, especially that last little run with the 3 of you guys there was really, really something impressive to watch. Was there, with the tires, was it a matter of you getting caught off guard a little bit early with some of the yellow flags, or how do you think you ran out of tires a little early there?
So I took tires on one of those early cautions because a lot of people stayed out when I thought some more people would have stayed in. Well, came in to get fuel. So I just went ahead and took tires to help me get back through the field, and we were almost through the field when another caution came out. So strategy didn't work out that way, but at the end we're still able to bring it home.
Yeah, you absolutely did. It was an impressive race tonight. We had a couple of big ones that you managed to dodge just by the nature of being out in the front most of the time, that you were that they were happening behind you. So congratulations again on dodging those bullets. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out to or thank tonight for your performance?
Yeah, I gotta thank Chad and Kyle for keeping it clean there. With me being on order laps, they had every right to just run me over in one of those turns. I was taking such a defensive line to try to hold them off. But yeah, I appreciate them for keeping it clean. I would do the same with them for sure. But yeah, like I said, the guys back at ESC, we've been putting a lot of work in, and it's definitely showing. Gotta give a shout out to you guys there at Grid Vision, favorite broadcasters. It's one of the reasons why I run you guys on the hood. And then just everybody that helps out with this league and the broadcast and the teams and everything.
Well, we appreciate you running us on the hood very much, my friend. It's always good to see that big GV out there, especially when it crosses the finish line in first place. So this was Heath Snyder, everybody, the first place victor from tonight's race. Thanks, Heath, for everything, and we look forward to seeing you on Victory Road again real soon.
For sure. You guys have a good night.
All right, take care. Once again, Heath Snyder, your first place finisher from tonight at Texas Motor Speedway on the SSRL, the SSRL Truck Series presented by Chasity Tucker Realtor. We are wrapping things up now. Sheldon, how you feeling after that one?
Ooh, I can breathe. I tell you, these guys put on great shows every week, and it's probably the most exciting we've seen out of them in a bit. It's been pretty locked up, pretty safe the past handful of weeks, but one hell of a battle there for the finish. Congratulations to Heath as well as Chad and Kyle Westwood there for salvaging good finishes tonight in a race full of absolute attrition from start to finish. And also too, championship points, big shakeups here. Gonna be interesting to see how things transpire once we get the official wording here from SSRL. Because next week, Kansas, there's only gonna be 2 more races left in the season, and only a handful of guys going for an opportunity at championship here.
Well, we're going to get to see that happen. We're going to get to see the clashes of the Titans as they happen over the next couple of races here, and SSRL comes to its blistering climax, which we will get to call and have the joy and honor of calling from here in the Grid Vision booth. So thanks, Sheldon. It has been a pleasure calling this race with you again tonight. And to you and everybody else out there from the entire Grid Vision team, we want to thank you for watching and for participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. And congratulations again to Heath Snyder on winning tonight's race from Texas Motor Speedway. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire, and we will see you next time on the grid.